So the power of brilliant management that you'll get in the course. So well-trained managers, of course, well-trained managers increase the engagement. They're retained, and then what they do, though, is they deliver the business goals. So they can deliver strategy. They can participate in the creation of strategy. They're motivated, and they're actually taking that through their entire responsibility, whatever they're responsible for. It's well-trained managers is the biggest investment you can make in your teams. That leads to effective management. So now you have a manager who's actually delivering kind of that smile, if you will, that likability, across the teams. All of a sudden, those teams are delivering at a much higher rate with enthusiasm, and they're not doing 110% because you told them to. They're doing it because they want to. They're invested, and they create a positive workspace. And most importantly, effective management means you're having fun at work. Really, it does, because you're watching people, you're watching yourself be authentically you, and you're watching yourself be confident in your role. Investment in management skills leads to stronger teams and long-term business success. And this is actually just a derivative of everything I just said. Again, we want stronger teams and long-term business success, because also what you do is you retain people in the business. And business intelligence that is actually accumulated by somebody's tenure at a company is so sort of easily lost, and we take it for granted. And a lot of times we don't pay attention to it. We make calls to say, somebody's leaving the company. You say, okay, we can't keep you. They're taking all of your information and they bring it to another company. And what we want to do is retain that in the business if we can, because we have a stronger leadership, we have stronger management, and we have stronger teams. So ultimately, though, we want to do this so we can future-proof the industry. The industry, I think, again, needs really, really strong management now, because we have unbelievable challenges in front of us. We've heard a lot about them today, but I think that if we can have a generation of really new, highly skilled managers who are empowered to take the business to the next level, the entire industry is going to benefit. Thank you. So what it means for you, and this is actually one of the biggest challenges, is a shift from being an individual employee to a manager. That is the hardest thing that can happen, because the individual is often, as we see here, not necessarily trained. So they go into being a manager and they bring kind of what they know, what they've seen. So if they've seen a person put dirty dishes in their inbox, that's how they're going to manage. And that's only one, of course, example. There's tons of examples of bad management that shift can take place without training. It can actually just perpetuate all of those bad behaviors. And they are quite legion, particularly in the industry, I have to say. So the biggest challenge, though, and this is kind of an important little phrase, balancing team needs, organizational goals, and personal growth. So this individual becomes a manager, and they say, okay, I've been told I have to deliver this budget, or I have to do this, I have to make this many books, whatever it is. Those are the organizational goals. So the person's focused on that. They have to then go to the team and say, I need this from you. To get the team to do it, they may have to make some choices. So they may say, well, I need the team to like me, so I have to be nice to them, but then that's going to challenge the goals because I'm not really authoritative enough. It's a really delicate, nuanced balance that you have to create here. And it is about training, and training really is about, it's not about theory, it's about practice, and it's about guidance. So those things are really, really key. And then you also want that person to be growing the whole time. So they need somebody above them to sort of encourage that movement. And then, of course, the biggest challenge is actually the people piece. Handling difficult and sensitive conversations with confidence. That is probably, even to me, I've been doing this a long time. When I was at Cordo, my last job, I had 54 people globally that were in my teams. And I had 48 at Random House. I had big teams. I really am not super great at sensitive conversations. Still, I can get through it, and I know some tools and tactics and things, but it's difficult. And what I'm saying to you is I can train you for that, but I have to say, in here, it's still difficult. Because difficult conversations are emotional, they impact people, and it impacts me as a person delivering it. So I have to recognize that, and I think it's really important to sort of have that my own sense of who I am in this process. So that's a really key thing that you will be doing in the course, is actually handling difficult conversations.